Hi everybody, my name's Dan Nicholson. I run our telco, media and tech practice at Baringa, and it's a pleasure to have two of our key clients from Colt that we've been working with for the last 12, 18 months to talk about some of the work we've been doing. So we have Adela, who is a VP from the IT part of the business, and Helen, who is a VP from the commercial part of the business. Great to have you join us. Thank you so much. First question, maybe to you, Adela, just to explain the situation you're in and why you looked at hiring an external partner.
So Colt made a significant acquisition in November 2023 where we bought the Lumen EMEA business. And to be successful in that, we had to increase the capacity in all of our IT systems to be able to migrate all of the Lumen data for EMEA over to our system. So there was a real big increase in the amount of work that we had to do. But to ensure that our systems had the capacity, we actually had to do some digital transformation, which included implementing some brand new systems, which included our front office system. In addition to that, we needed some expert help. We needed some help to really look at how we do change management across that busy roadmap that we had planned.
Great. And Helen, from your perspective in the commercial space?
I think, as Adela said, so we obviously, having gone through the acquisition, we needed as a priority to get our sales teams working on one single platform because we were working out of two platforms initially. So it was important that we built a single platform that could bring both of the sales teams together with a single way of working, with a future-proof way of working as well. You know, it was important that we didn't kind of stay steeped in the past of how we'd done things before, but we took an objective view on how we wanted to do things in the future for the new kind of larger Colt organization. So it was important to have that kind of objectivity as well, which is something that the team brought. And I think, as well, as Adela said, that change management piece was really key. You know, we didn't have at that point an established change management function, and we knew that was a significant change alongside multiple other changes that were also happening at the same time. So I think that was a really vital piece that we needed.
Oh, great, makes sense. And so I guess extending on from that, could you just describe some of the services Baringa provided and the value you saw in those?
So I think one of the things initially was obviously Baringa came with a very clear methodology for how we would approach the programme, and very early on brought all of the key stakeholders that needed to be on board and in the programme into that, and made sure that we took the perspective of all of the people that, you know, were important to make sure that it was successful. So I think that was really key. And I think also the change methodology as well, because we didn't have it, and that's something that we also retain ultimately for the future. So there's the added benefit of that, but having that very clear approach for how we drive and embed that change into the organisation. And I think probably the other thing I would say is, you know, the Baringa team that came in really just felt part of the team. So they really felt like they were part of Colt. I mean, at some point you almost forget that they weren't part of Colt because they were in the office, they were working with us every day. They got to know everybody very, very quickly. They built really strong relationships with the key people that they needed to. So I think they were probably some of the key things.
Yeah, no, that's great. And I think observing as well, you know, all of your people were trading, delivering daily, but then all of this change that came with this acquisition, huge demands on your people as well. So getting them to feel comfortable with what was going on was a big target, right? As well. So
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, no, great. Adela, maybe from your perspective, what you saw as differentiating or different in the way Baringa works with you?
Yes, I think the main thing that we've got from Baringa, I mean, and in this project specifically, was real pragmatism. So where we gave you problems, you came to us with real pragmatic solutions that really showed that you understood us. And I think that's sort of linked to what Helen was saying about you fitting in and you understanding the team, but also you understanding our needs and how Colt works as an organisation. So that's probably linked to the fact that you'd worked with us already and, you know, delivering the 3D program, but coming up with solutions that were really sensible for us and realistic, nothing that kind of shocked us or we just thought, where's that come from? So yeah, that was the real differentiator, feeling part of the team, but also coming up with sensible approaches.
Yeah, no, and you referred out to the 3D program. I mean, could you just give a sort of a brief view of the value that came from that 3D piece of work? Because it was slightly different in nature to the front office piece.
That's right. So 3D was really looking at the way that we operate and improving our processes, and really looking at the business side of transformation. So where we've got processes, how we work with them, and training our own people. So the 3D methodology is now a Colt methodology, one that we use, and we've built that in-house skill so that our own people can look at their processes and make their own suggestions to keep that learning ongoing. And that's been really key to us and the key to the 3D success.
And I guess on the subject of building capability, I mean, Helen, we've got to the end of a successful program. What value is being created and what's been left behind from your perspective?
So I guess if we talk specifically about the program, obviously we had a very successful launch. We did that over the Christmas period, so it wasn't without its time challenges. But we had a successful launch. We have the teams working on a single platform. We've been able to move forward with our organisation and integration plans in the commercial function. So number one, obviously it was a very successful outcome. It is obviously step one on a journey. We've delivered a foundational platform, and we've got a lot more work to do. And I think that probably leads into the other value around having a sustainable approach to how we continue that and how we take the next steps within that program.
Yeah, lots of change to still go, right? To go. And Adela, from your perspective, from the IT side of things.
So I think what we're really focusing on now is to ensure that all of our change that's delivered across Colt has a consistent sort of change management. And so having you there as that really good example that you helped work with us on change management, our own teams learned from that, and we've taken that into some of our methodologies to make sure we're using some of those tools you shared with us and reusing them as we go forward, so that all of our upcoming launches are as successful as that one. But just those tools you shared with us.
So picking up on the capability build, I mean, Helen, from your perspective, what value has been delivered and what impact has there been in the business?
Well, the impact initially is that obviously we had a successful launch. So that's, checkbox, first thing achieved. I think obviously we've also left behind a legacy, if you like, of sustainability, of being able to reuse that methodology and the approach that we took, because this was just the first stage on a journey. So there's a lot more change and a lot more new things to come. So I think it's left us with that ability to continue that as well.
That's great. And Adela, your perspective from the IT side of things?
So obviously we've got a huge roadmap of change still to go, and really what we're wanting to do in Colt is make sure that we are delivering change management in a consistent way. So the tools you shared with us, the learnings that have come to my team, that's what we're going to continue to repeat as we roll out other projects, both in the sales and marketing area and the commercial teams, but also any of the other projects we deliver at Colt.
Yeah, great. Well, listen, great to get your comments. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure working together, and I know that it doesn't stop here. There's a lot more to do, so looking forward to the future as well.